Say we want just not a place I know better.
Come Friday.
So we want I would love me country forever, yeah.
Precious island.
She boom boom rolling, she looking sweet. Men start suiting a fella shout. Darling, where you from? She say I from south. And with the sweet refrain, she start to explain. It's the oil in the coil that I'm looking to. I want them young men and them to know. It's the oil in the coil. So the man must look good. We using oil with firewood.
You understand how I'm feeling today, right?
Can you hear a distant drum bouncing on the laughter of a melody? Yeah, yeah. And does the rhythm tell you come, 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 come? Does your spirit do a dance to this symphony? Yeah, yeah. Does it tell you that your heart is a fire? Oh yeah. And does it tell you that your pain is a liar? Oh yeah. Does it wash away all your unlovely? Well, are you ready for a brand new discovery? Calypso, Calypso, Calypso music. Yeah, yeah. Calypso, Calypso, Calypso music. Singing, oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, Calypso. Singing, oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, Calypso. I say that I am the seed of the growling tiger now. I got to sing, oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, Calypso. It is a living vibration, rooted deep within my Caribbean belly. Lyrics to make a politician cringe, or turn a woman's body into jelly. Shake it up, shake it up. It is a sweet soca music, Calypso. They could have never refuse it, Calypso. It make you shake like a Shango now, Calypso. Why it is you shaking, you don't know, that's Calypso. Calypso, Calypso, Calypso music. Yeah, yeah. Calypso, Calypso, Calypso music. Singing, oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, Calypso. Singing, oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, Calypso. I say that I am the seed, I'm the seed of Attila now. I'm like a honey, I got to sing, oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, Calypso. Oh, yeah. I can still hear lion roar through Greenwich Village while executor kills them dead at the river essential in my confession to you. My lover, and must discuss what we should and shouldn't do. As a lover, a good relation is a relation based on trust. My lover, we too jealous and suspicious. It's outrageous and ridiculous to see we messing up our mind. See how we messing up our mind. I tell you no, my lover, let's have a good time. No, my lover, let's have a good time. Let's have a good time. Oh no, let's have a good time.
If Trinidad is a boat sailing on the earth, I go sail on it. Oh Lord, I go sail on it. Whether it fast or slow, wheresoever it goes, I go in with it. Tell them I go in with it. I go sail when the tide is flat. I go sail when the tide is low. If she going to hell and back, I go make the trip. I'm bound to make the trip. I'm sailing with the boat, sink or float. I'm sailing with the boat. I'm sailing with the boat, sink or float. I'm sailing with the boat. Through hurricane and storm, hell or high water come. And when she needs a push, I'm going to push like bush. If Trinidad
Come on, let me sing it.
is a boat,
I go sail on it, sink or float. Good morning.
Do we need to talk? Can you just play one
All right,
more
no-
and then we talk? Yeah.
I have under scrutiny, who plotting mutiny, and I watching them. I say I watching them, who giving the captain lip, and all who abandon ship, and I'm marking them. I say I'm marking them. Stowaways, deep in free passage, castaways with excess baggage. Crimson pirates moving into kill, but I'm sailing still. I say I'm sailing still. I'm sailing with the boat, sink or float. I'm sailing with the boat. I'm sailing with the boat, sink or float. I'm sailing with the boat. Through hurricane and storm, hell or high water come. And when she needs a push, I'm going to push like push. If Trinidad is a boat, I go sail on it, sink or float.
Hey,
I
Sonia,
don't really want to talk.
you
This music is so nostalgic, I tell you.
You're in your mood
No.
right now. You ain't care what no one.
Yeah, be care. On Wednesday, we celebrating how many years of independence?
60.
6-0. Now, I don't know about other places around the United States as far as the Caribbean communities, but I don't think here in Orlando they're doing anything. I'm not so sure. I didn't see a whole lot.
Well,
You know, and at the same time, I'm going to say happy independence also to our twins, Jamaica, because of course their independence was this month also. We started off the show with the anthem of Trinidad and Tobago. Being played by
what? Played by
being
who?
played
By?
by two young fellows from the regiment on the steel pan, the only musical instrument to be invented in the 20th century. Okay, so we sailing with the boat, and we hope the boat floats, because right now the boat
in doing well.
They both
have a hole in it or a couple holes in it. One of them starts with the letter R. However, hey, I'm not gonna go there. Let's just keep the nostalgia and the patriotism going for Trinidad and Tobago, celebrating independence this week on the 31st of August. 60 years and going strong. So which one is this? What you got here? Okay.
Go ahead.
So I just want to let everyone know who our guests are today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plenty S.
We've got Miss Sandra Fatmi. She is a community leader. She didn't win her bid to be commissioner for District 2, but you know what? Sandra will do well, and I believe that that is a stepping stone to something greater. I really believe that. So she'll be on the show. We've got Realtor, Mr. Kevin Amoroso, and he's bringing one of his real estate agents, a budding one, and I understand she's doing really, really well. Her name is Lindya. Then we're going to follow that up with my nephew, Mr. Sean Sobers, who is a senator for UNC. He's also an attorney. And he's going to be bringing greetings from Trinidad and Tobago and the state of their union right now. And, of course, wish all our Trinbagonians abroad in the diaspora happy independence, 60 years strong. And then we're going to bring it in with Mr. Maxwell Frost, the Gen Z candidate who won the nominee for the Democratic Party for District 10. So that's our show today. We hope you stick around from beginning to end. If you have to leave, remember we are on YouTube right now live, and that's where the show will be archived. We will also be in repeat on Soca Passion TX this evening from 6 to 8 p.m. And of course tomorrow on Island Beat Radio from 12:30 to 2:30 p.m. And we are live streaming right now on our platform, thepeopleschatroom.com. Right, Code?
Of course.
All right, so we're going with.
You ready for me?
Yeah, man.
We come again.
Say hi to those that are checking us out on Facebook. We got Miss Roxy Johnson, Avalon Trudy Harris, my buddy from way back, Mr. Alistair Demas. Alistair, Dr. Rogers will be on the show in October. She's confirmed, and we have a date for her. Of course, DJ Kevorkian, Anthony Marin, and Stephen Charles. Thanks for listening to us. Kevorkian, what go on, man? Enough said, let we keep this rolling.
What you waiting for? It's time to hit on the floor.
Radio. Please download the app to whether it's an iPhone or Android, so you can take us with you wherever you go. We are on every Saturday from 12 to 2 p.m. on iTunes Radio with rebroadcasts on other stations. In the meantime, let me turn it back over to DJ Code Red.
It's the Incredibles, do you know what I mean?
don't stop me because we here all day, you know.
We're going to be here all day listening to some real Trinbagonian music, I should say. I don't want to say just Trini. We have to remember that Trinidad is one of the most multiracial countries in the Caribbean. So we've got Afro, Indo, Chinese,
Spanish. Greek, because we can eat a set of gyros, boy. But I can eat a whole heap of gyro.
I was watching a woman doing some doubles last night on some video. I was like, damn, I feel like eating a doubles right now.
Almost biting the TV screen.
Anyhow, Mr. Kevin Amoroso, what go on, man?
I do. I'm here hanging out, chilling, listening. Sorry, let me apologize first for not being
around for the
past 2 weeks. My apologies. I am going to be accountable for that.
Good.
Sometimes it just gets a little overwhelming.
Yeah, and you got a lot of things to do because you guys were in Virginia. Because I know that Natalie can practice real estate as a mortgage broker don't tell me, I'm going to get it. Tennessee, Virginia, California, Texas, and of course the state of Florida.
Are you serious? All that?
Yes. And she did that in a short space of time too. So more power to our woman.
Wow.
Woman power. That says a lot about her. Okay.
Wow.
I mean, I gotta say, man, you guys, women run the world. I ain't going.
Tell me about it. That's why they got so pissed off when they reversed Roe versus Wade. Hannah, they light a fire under a lot of women, not all, because there's some of them that are,
a lot
weird.
A lot of women. You see a girl, Val Demings?
Yeah,
she's going
up against Rubio, and you know what? Rubio needs to go. I'm the type of person, and I'm only going to talk politics just for a little while, because we got two politicians coming on three politicians coming on after you. But the thing is, if whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, if you are doing right by the constituents, I will vote for you. But if you're full of shit, it's time for you to leave your job. Enough said. Let's talk real estate.
That's crazy. You know what, Lima? I just got a pop-up on my computer here that I needed to make sure that I was on time this morning with you guys. I had a pop-up this morning to make sure that I was on with you guys. But this morning I'm going to, I see her coming in.
Lindya, did we say
Lindya, yeah.
Lindya. Oh, the D is spelled, okay, Lindya, okay.
Lindya, yeah. Lindya is...
And she's Haitian-American.
Haitian-American, yeah. I mean, she's one of our agents. We've been, for a long time now, we've been talking about generational wealth. We've been talking about getting your things in order. We've been talking a lot about, pretty much just getting your things in order. And this week I had the opportunity to meet with Lindya's dad.
Okay.
And and just hearing this story, Lima, like I talked to you before the show, it's an amazing story, right? And she is part of what we've been talking about all this time. Like seriously. So when you hear a little bit about, her family and her family's journey, she's one of our agents now. And Lindya has been with us now since, I want to say March, April. I believe she's on her fourth transaction with us. Okay, nice. Right? And she's getting ready to put this house that we're going to talk about today on the market next week. Okay. And this opportunity started from... This is in the state of
Florida?
Say that again?
Is this in the state of Florida?
Yeah, it's right here in Lehigh Acres. Yep.
Okay, cool.
Right? So I want to introduce Lindya, guys. This is my good friend Lindya. She's one of our agents. And she's from Haiti, right? Her family's born in Haiti, right, Lindya?
Yeah.
Yeah, born in Haiti.
You know who she resembles? Trinette. A little bit. You resemble Trinette's Kia. She was on our show a couple weeks ago.
Lindya, I want you to kind of tell us a little bit about that story. The same story you told me the other day about that journey and how it started. What age did you come to the States, and then what has transpired since then?
Okay, so I came to the States when I was around 4 or 5 years old. And so from then, when we came here, we were living in a house with my dad's friend, because at the time my dad was working a lot of different jobs, and all the money he had, he basically used that to bring my mom, me, my brother, and my older sister here to the States. And then we lived in a duplex from what I remember. And then when we were living in that duplex, my parents were working towards building their first home. So from the time I was like 5 up until about 6th grade middle school, we lived in, like, I would say not the greatest area in the Fort Myers area. So from then, my dad had his house built up. He kind of got taken advantage of because it was his first house built, you know, the language barrier being the fact that he didn't speak English. So, I mean, from that, I mean, that house now, he's remodeled and made it to, you know, as best as he can make it today. So that's the house I grew up in. And then my dad worked as a truck driver, and him and my mom, from that, they've purchased, in the mix of all of this, they were always buying land. My dad always believed in generational wealth, because that's what he's taught at the church I grew up in. So they teach about leadership, how to be a leader, how to just grow within yourself and build wealth for your family. So in learning that, he used that, basically bought a couple houses, couple lots, paid off your first house, and then you bought a duplex, and then you started. My dad's now an entrepreneur. So now he's in the stage now where he's now building we're just now finishing out his first project that he's finished. But just the story from him coming from literally having nothing, coming to the States and having to live with different types of people, you know, being taken advantage of, embarrassed, like just the things that he had to go through. And then present day, you just brought your entire family from a different country.
Okay, let me interject something.
Let
me. I just feel the need to say this because her dad is such a good teacher. But you know what popped into my mind? It has so many people that migrated from, I'm gonna say Trinidad and Tobago, but I know there are other Caribbean islands in there that's still living in Brooklyn that don't really have a pot to piss in. You know what I'm saying? Let me be real, Code. Okay? That don't have a pot to piss in. And here comes this man from Haiti, understanding the whole concept of generational wealth. He's taught it to you.
Remember, he couldn't speak the language.
And he couldn't. So he had the language barrier. All right? But he did what he needed to do, not just for himself, but also for his family. So if that's not a damn good teacher, what is? What is?
And you heard what she said. I don't know if anybody kind of like didn't hear that. He started off small. He started buying lots. He started off buying lots and working hard and paying towards it. And they had a plan, like staying focused on that one plan, right? That generational wealth thing is not something that you start now and then you go here, you start there and then you go there. It's something that you stay focused on. And when I met him, Lima, on Wednesday, I was amazed at how far he came from.
Wow. I'm impressed.
Right?
You know?
So, you know, I wanted to introduce you guys to Lindya because, you know, not only is she Haitian American, I've been encouraging, you know, our agents who are Haitian American to actually reach back out to that Haitian American community, the younger ones, the older ones, and start talking to them about, you know, that story, because they all have that. Most of them have that story, right?
It's true. That is so true.
Right. So she's pretty much now a subject matter expert, or she's going to become a subject matter expert. Lindya, tell Lima, tell everybody out there in Radio World, a year and a half from now, the goal is to do what? When it comes to building.
Okay, Lindya, hold a second. Don't go too far, Lindya. Don't go too far from the house, because then we're going to start losing you.
Okay, well, a year and a half from now, I plan on getting my GC license, and hopefully we can, we have bigger plans to basically make this a family business, and just basically, you know, we're going to start with, you know, 1 to 3, and then hopefully it'll become more. You know, you just have to I have to get more knowledge, and of course that license to basically, it's like I have with that language barrier, I can get the knowledge of the license, and my dad already knows how to build. So we put that together. It just becomes
a good team.
Foolproof.
A good team. So, if you don't mind me asking you, how old are you, honey?
I'm 28.
So she's like the Gen Z, just like Maxwell.
Yeah,
I'm a
28.
millennial.
You're a millennial, or you just felt altered
Yeah.
with by just I think 1 year or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I have three millennials as sons, so that's a good team. You and your dad, yeah. Kevin,
Yeah.
Amazing, bro.
where did you
But
find her?
tell Lima, tell the folks how many other brothers and sisters you have and what are they doing right now. Listen to this, Lima.
My sister is a travel nurse.
How old is she?
My sister's like 32. She has 4 nursing degrees. She's a respiratory nurse. She's a like certified RN. And it's like 2 other degrees. I'm not really sure.
Oh,
My sister has like 4 degrees, and she's working on another one right now. I believe. My brother, she just finished building her house. Actually, she moved in last month. My mom is helping decorate. My brother he owns his own home, got married last year, and then I just have 2 younger brothers. Then me, I'm a real estate agent working on building my own. I have land myself, and I'm working on trying to build a duplex myself.
Okay, I'm laughing because
No,
that's a whole lot.
you know why? We're laughing of joy
It's just like
because
this is stuff we want to hear.
coming from, I used to live in New York. I used to live in Brooklyn. There are people who have moved to Brooklyn and who have met in Brooklyn and are still in. I'm not saying Brooklyn
Living
is
in
a
a
bad
basement.
place, but their mentality is still in the same location. They don't see past, the 4 walls that they've come to know. And that 4 walls are in their mind. That's all they know. They're afraid to move forward. I'm afraid of change. I'll admit that. But my wife was like, she threatened me. Yeah, let's just be real. She threatened me. She's like, look, you either or you by yourself. That's just how it is. And I'm glad I listened to her because I'm not by myself. We've moved forward.
y'all are a
We've
good
built.
team.
We've continued to build. And people don't seem to understand that. And kudos to your father. Your father should be on a coin. He should be on a dollar bill. He should be on a plaque because we have come to understand nothing stopped that man. Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing. No man, woman, child, government, language, ignorance, lack of intelligence from others. Nothing. There's no such thing as a roadblock for that man. He is a
impressed.
living example.
Yeah, my dad also always believed, like, my dad always foreign, a lot of foreign people, it's just like you see things on TV, especially coming from Haiti. A lot of things come late to the country. So a lot of things that are here, it's like you're behind when you're in a foreign country. So you see these people doing these beautiful things and you think that you can't have it. It's just like, why really? And then so my dad's goal, with his teachings from going to church and, being led by God and stuff like that, he just believes that you can be a multi-million-dollar family. You can do it as a foreigner. It's not impossible. So that's just what he just has tried to instill into all of us. And that's like the goal of where we're trying to head into. Like, it's not impossible just because you're foreign.
Correct.
Wow.
Correct.
Kevin, where did you find
That's
this
a
young-
foreign concept right there.
Yes, right? Kevin, where did you find Lindya?
Lindya found us.
Wow.
Yes. My friend that I went to high school with, actually, we went to real estate school together, and then I seen that she was with the group earlier. I asked her about her story. I seen that she started doing just succeeding and just you're doing well. And I asked her about the group and stuff like that, and she gave me some. I met with Kevin and Natalie. We sat down, we talked, and then just a backstory. Like my one of the agents he stole one of my dad's duplexes prior to me becoming an agent. And then one of our other agents, he actually worked with my mom, who's a nurse. So it was just kind of like meant to be sort of thing.
Wow. I'm really impressed. It
28.
takes a lot to impress me.
She's
Can
28.
I give you one suggestion? Would you be kind into writing an ebook about your father's experience?
She's
What's
there.
that?
You heard that?
Would you be in mind to writing an
I
ebook?
can't hear you guys too much.
Hello, check.
Code is saying if she wouldn't mind writing an ebook about her father and his experience, you know.
That's
with
cool.
some guidance. With some guidance, I believe I can.
I think
You-
You know, with the ebooks.
You don't need either. You have it. Or you just sit down, close your eyes, and type. That's it.
yeah, whatever he
same
says,
thing,
you just
the
type.
same thing you said to us. Just sit down, close your eyes, bottle of water, just type, and before you know it, you have an ebook. Put it out there. Share that experience. You have to share that experience.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing right now, Code. You know, one of the things that I keep
right.
saying, and she'll be a testimony to this too, is that, team, I always say, share it. People want to hear your voice. They want to hear your story. It doesn't really look at me. I look rough today, but you guys know I don't always look this rough.
No.
Right? But they want to hear your voice. They want to know that you're real. They want to see what you're doing. They want to give you that. People really want to give you flowers out here.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
So tell the story.
Tell your story.
And again, it makes me remember the platform that this show provides for people that want to come on it. You know, the people that take the initiative to come on it. We invite people to come on. You know, we reach out, but people need to hear that you, Lindya, and your father and like minds exist, and you're doing what you need to do to build that wealth, that generational wealth. I needed to hear that today. So thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Of course, I appreciate the platform.
Anytime. And we will encourage you to go to our YouTube and subscribe, because you can hear yourself again in repeat. I don't know if Kevin told you, but the show is also rebroadcasted on Saturday evenings on a station out of Houston, Texas called Soca Passion. And then tomorrow, right here in Orlando on Island Beach Radio from 12:30 to 2:30. So, just
share it. Don't keep
She'll be back. She'll be back.
I
I'll bring her back, and I'll encourage her to speak some Creole one day.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Lima. Thanks, Code.
Thanks,
You're
James.
welcome. You're welcome. You'll have a great
You
day.
guys have fun.
Bye.
Have a good day.
Thanks.
Thanks, everyone.
So, it's nice to have a young woman like Lindya on the show, and I've got to again say thanks to Kevin Amoroso for bringing her on, because now she's one of his young realtors, and you heard her plan. In 1 year, okay, she'll be partnering with her dad, who builds homes. He started out coming from Haiti to here. Okay, generational wealth. So all y'all people that may be hearing us in Brooklyn, New York, and other, concrete jungles, get up and start doing right by you and your family. It is so possible, okay? Because if a man from Haiti, not understanding or speaking English, can come here and do what he has done, you can do it too. You can do it too. Enough said. Let's turn you back over to DJ Code Red. Happy Independence, Trinidad and Tobago. 60 years going strong.
I don't care what nobody say. Every carnival I done day. Plus I know all artists and only mass bands. Them say I'm mad and I'm mad. I'm telling you where I'm from Trinidad and Tobago.
Code Red. Like it's on now. I want to sing. I'm a Trini.
Yes, you are.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I party until it rain, I'm dressing up in my red, white and black. I don't care what nobody say. Every carnival I done day. Plus I know all artists and only mass bands. Them say I'm mad and I'm mad. I'm telling you where I'm from. I'm from Trinidad. Trini, Popo Trini, because they know about Trini does look, and they like how Trini does cook, and they like to hear Trini talk,
that's true,
and they like Trini woman walk, and we make good company.
Wayne Guerra, how you doing, my brother?
And we make good company. And we make good company.
Taking over my soul is the kind of feeling that I cannot control. Messing with my body, messing with my mind. Every time it hit me, man, I just start to whine.
And today I'm gonna make my name. Today I'm gonna change the game. I'm feeling fine.
I'm on Savannah Grass and all of that.
Why Savannah Grass had to be here?
I want everybody
Savannah Grass is the Savannah.
when you see me.
Please don't bother me. Just stay out my way.
Leave me alone. Oh, my head in a mess.
What?
I feel I possess. Cause I can't stop. Say I can't stop. What them stop? Say what them stop. I can't stop. Say I can't stop. What them stop? Say what them stop. I can't stop. Say I can't stop. What them stop? Say what them stop. I can't stop. Say I can't stop. I'm jumping up and down on the road like a jumbie. Falling down on myself like a junkie. Whining all in the bed like a jumbie. This thing gone to my head like a junkie. We all on the ground, yeah. We all in it down, yeah. We up on the story. It's Savannah Juve morning. Juve morning. Everybody coming in. Hey, we ready to go, yeah. We gon' make them jump. We gon' make them turn up. We gon' make them wine. We gon' make them free up. It's the face of Bacchanal. In this sweet botanical, this carnival. I want you to find your way. Everybody on the stage.
Savannah Grass does really make me tear up. It's just,
That is one of those for you.
yeah, that's the one that does do it for me.
Okay.
Savannah Grass, yeah.
Or is it just because you like Cass?
No, it's because I really love the nostalgia that this song just generates. I could
does.
see the northern range. I could see the savannah. You could visualize it. You know,
It's true.
it's just
All right.
you know. And hey,
Let's go.
Trini, let me go.
We all on the ground, yeah. We all in it down, yeah. We up on the story. It's Savannah Juve morning. Juve morning. Everybody come.
You going over Carnival?
We ready.
I didn't know about that.
We gon' make them jump. We gon' make them turn up. We gon' make them wine. We gon' make them free up. It's the place of Bacchanal. It's this sweet botanical, this carnival. I want you to find your way. Everybody on stage, oh God, oh. If you're coming down from the mountain, oh God, oh. When the rhythm beats in town, see me jumping on the Savannah Grass, the Savannah Grass. You could see it already past red, oh Lord, oh. When the people tell you they cannot wait, oh God, oh. Feel the spirit jumping in town. We coming up, the Savannah Grass, the Savannah Grass. Hey, we up with the sun, yeah. We take over town, yeah. We making the most, yeah. 2 days not enough, no. It's love we feeling. Everybody reveling. They're ready to go, yeah. We gon' make them jump. We gon' make them turn up. We gon' make them wine. We gon' make them free up. It's the place of Bacchanal. With a vibe so magical, this carnival. I want you to find your way. Everybody on stage, oh God, oh. If you're coming down from the mountain, oh God, oh. When the rhythm beats in town, see me jumping on the Savannah Grass, the Savannah Grass. You could see it already.
Auntie Lauren, eh?
Lauren, you better wake up. I need a jet plane to take me non-stop. I can't stay in New York City when there's sunshine and fun in my country. Lions is the place with the jamming, with Cali and Charlie's roots clamming. Everyone happy partying, and I'm freezing in Brooklyn. Darling, Lauren, don't cry, I'm leaving. I can't miss this jamming. With all them steel band beating, I know my background shaking. If the buck bite your baby, then you could come and join me inside Gazelle Stephen, jamming with some man woman. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Lauren, you'll take it easy. I don't mean to hurt you, baby. The coldness making me shiver. And back home, it hot like fire. That is why I said the next jet plane must take me to Port of Spain, where all my fans are waiting, preparing for Juve morning.
Last year, what was disgusting? Get them stand up with sweet music playing. Like she wasn't listening to harmony. That was escaping from this sweet melody. And that music playing. You can do something. You better start to shake it. And that all of people jumping. And you standing. You better start to shake it.
Sean, can you hear us? Sean, Mr. Sobers, can you hear us?
Let's see you.
Yes, I can.
Yeah,
then
perfect.
There you go. Hey, Sean, how you doing?
Hi, Auntie Lemma, how are you going?
I did. Did we have you up early? Oh, this is good time for you.
No. This is a very good time, as a matter of fact.
But you sound like you're still sleeping, though.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta let you know this is my nephew, Senator and also Attorney Sean Sobers in Trinidad and Tobago, because I felt that this is our Independence Week, that we needed to hear from someone that holds some power in Trinidad and Tobago to bring the good news, the bad news, but the good news again, and then just wish each and every one of us a happy 60th Independence, 2022. So with that being said, Sean, let me hear you.
Well, to all, I'm first to begin, I'm thankful for you all allowing me to be on the program this morning, and to all your loyal listeners, viewers, good morning to them as well. Well, good afternoon here in Trinidad and Tobago. Well, yes, Trinidad and Tobago, we are approaching our 60th Independence Day anniversary. And there's a lot to be said about attaining that milestone of 60 years of independence. Trinidad and Tobago has had, in fact, a very colorful past. And we've weathered the storm. We've had some good times. We've had some bad times. We've had the oil booms, the slums that would have come associated with it as well, too. But by and large, we've done pretty okay thus far. We have a very educated population. We are a melting pot of different races, religions as well too, which I suspect contributes to our success as a nation. So, I mean, it's not all well here in Trinidad and Tobago, but we still have a lot to be thankful for, especially coming out of that 2-year pandemic period, where a lot of persons would have suffered during that period, just like everywhere else in the world. But we are soldiering on, and we are thankful to attain 60 years of independence, and we look forward to brighter and better days for the next decade, 2 decades, 3 decades, as Trinidad and Tobago continues to grow as a multi-ethnic society, still trying to position itself globally on the world stage, um, and continuing to a very large extent to be a leader in the Caribbean region, which we are very, very happy about as well too.
Okay. I know we had our conversation about, the discussion today, and to keep it upbeat, because there's a whole lot of stuff that's happening that's not too it's not happy news as far as Trinidad and Tobago is concerned. And but one of the things that I would like to just touch on briefly is that, Grenada is starting a new chapter with Dickon Mitchell. And I think that there are a lot of things that we could take from their playbook going into our 61st year. But I also recognize that will take all parties, or it will have to take, how you say, a consensus in order for, to actually tap into some of that. Okay. Right now, I know we have 300 and something murders and counting in Trinidad and Tobago. And it is only the end of August. We still got about 4 or 5 more months to go before the new year starts. And you are a senator with UNC, okay? What part do you see, from your perspective, the two parties, is there a possibility that the two parties can actually come together for the national good?
Well, I mean, you are correct. It is unfortunate to report as well, too, this being our 60th year of independence, that we may very well, on the negative side of things, be on track, unfortunately, to have the highest murder rate ever recorded in the history of Trinidad and Tobago. We currently sit at about 384 murders.
So it's almost 400?
Correct. So we have more murders than we have days right now for the year. And with this current unfortunate trajectory, we may very well surpass the record number of murders that we would have had, I think, sometime in 2008 or 2009, which was 500 and something murders. Now, as it pertains to the question, to be fair and frank, yes, the UNC has in fact on a number of occasions, and I would dare say, as compared to the PNM in previous incarnations of them being in opposition, we have been an opposition that has partnered on a number of pieces of legislation with the government in its attempt to tackle and arrest the crime situation, because we didn't just arrive here yesterday. This has been a de-evolution that has been ongoing for quite some time. And we have in fact partnered with the government on a number of pieces of legislation. Our policy from our political leader, she being a lawyer and senior counsel as well too, is that if the legislation is good and it redounds to the benefit of the citizens of the country, they will get our support. If the legislation is bad, we will still try our best to move amendments to fix the legislation so that it is in fact palatable to the end user, which is the members of society. But only when the legislation is absolutely terrible and, in our view, unconstitutional, we will not support the legislation. And that has been our policy standpoint ever since Mrs. Prasad Biswas has become leader of the United National Congress. And as you would have mentioned, I sat in the Senate, I sit in the Senate from time to time as well, and I know that is the position that we've adopted. But what we have been calling for of late, and I think globally it is being said, I've heard many persons within America speak about it as well too, respectfully, when persons call for example, in the US, they call for demonetization or defunding of the police service. It's not that just saying, let's just take away all the money from the police service. It's just that we need to shift our focus from totally paying specific attention to robust legislation and spending enormous amounts of money behind national security and the police service, and also looking at the other factors that play into crime and criminality. People have to also appreciate and understand that there are many people who come from impoverished parts of society. And if the government, who has signed a social contract with the people to provide certain things for them socially as well too, um, if they are failing to do that or not do it as best as they can, you will have people tending to go over to commit criminal activity to support their family, and that's the bottom line. So that when the UNC was around, one of the things that we focused on, we would have partnered with the IDB, and they would have done a study which mirrored that which took place in Chicago in the United States, something similar to the concept of what you call cure violence, where you appreciated then that you needed to step up as it pertains to social programs and providing for single parents, single mothers, single fathers,
Well,
and whatnot.
whenever people use the term defund the police, I get kind of upset with that because it's not defund. Let's restructure the police system, the police service. And one of the things that I know they're doing here in Orange County, I know they had started, I don't know how successful it has been so far, is on certain calls when the police go out, they would send a social worker with them. Because sometimes it's not always about a crime being committed as much as maybe there's something else that's happening in the home that maybe a social worker or clinician talking them down may get them to a point where they will listen. But I mean, I just want you all to work together, you know.
Yeah.
It's,
Well, I mean, we have general different types of media that we utilize from time to time. I shouldn't say time to time, on a weekly basis. So we have our middle of the week press conferences, we have our Sunday press conferences, we have our Monday night meetings where, yes, apart from criticizing the constructive criticism, the policies of the government, it is also a mandate from our political leader that we are not just going to be an opposition for opposing's sake. It gets the country nowhere. So that what we always do is proffer, in our opinion, informed, palatable solutions as well to the problems that we would have utilized in the past that worked well for us, and that we think in this current day and age it would work well for them as well too. So one of the things that we did whilst we were in government between 2010 and 2015, after the partnership with the IDB, there was a heavy focus upon technical and vocational schooling, because we appreciated then that not every single youth is going to be academically inclined.
That's true.
And so you needed to provide for those persons who weren't going to be academically inclined so that they could come out with some type of certificate and be able to provide a sustainable source of income for themselves and hopefully for their family in the future. In lieu of that, I mean, you have an impoverished individual or an at-risk youth who is looking for that assistance, and unfortunately, the gang culture is where they may very well get it from. And that is one of the significant problems that is currently plaguing the country, that I don't think, for whatever reason, significant attention is being paid to it.
Wow. He said it in some nice words. I mean, and political, yeah. Code Red said you said it in the most political terms possible. I know we gotta go because we have two other guests to go to, but I think that what you had to say here was substantial, is substantial. And don't forget, we'll be on Caribbean Diaspora in the next 2 to 3 hour with Lady D. I know you're not gonna say it. I don't want you to say it, but I'm gonna say it. Rowley has to go. Because, don't say it, let me say it. Rowley has to go, because if you are the leader of a country, you have to have some empathy with your citizenry. Yes or no, Code? Yes? Code smiling. You have to be able to empathize and just find a way to get through it instead of arrogantly looking down on your citizenry. And what I would like Trinidadians and Tobagonians to understand is this. Just because you support, you know, we had a saying last week, all skin folk and kind folk. Just because your PNM, that doesn't mean to say that PNM is doing all the right things. Just because you're UNC, that doesn't mean to say that UNC is doing all the right things. I say it's time to come together, and if there has to be an election or a special election where Rowley can be booted out and somebody replace him, let's do that, because we're going into our 61st year. And I think that we need to, if it's not working, change what you're doing. Do something else.
What I would say, and that you, in closing, we are in fact a resilient people. Trinbagonians are an extremely resilient bunch of people, and no matter who it may be that has the reins of power currently, Trinbagonian citizens will find a way to get together, irrespective of race, religion, political affiliations. We will weather the storm and we will come out better for it.
Amen.
Based upon that, happy Independence Day to all Trinbagonians diaspora throughout the world, in Florida, in Orlando, the US, Canada, North America. It's not all doom and gloom at home. We will weather the storm, and Trinidad and Tobago will come out better for it.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you so much.
No problem.
So that's my nephew, in whom we are all proud of, Senator and Attorney Sean SOBERS, and happy Independence to each and every one of you, and happy Independence to at home.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, my dear. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Yes. So, guys, again, it's not all gloom and doom. I still think Rowley need to go, but that's me saying that. That didn't come from Sean. That's me saying that because I can say what I want, right? Happy Independence to each and every one of you here in the United States, in Europe, in the Caribbean, because we got Trinis all over the place.
Let me tell you something. Anytime there's more than 2 Trinis in one place, expect a carnival.
Yeah. What you got for us?
Pampa company, bim 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 bim, poro mani mani bim bim pampa, para mani bim bim, bim 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 pampa bim 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 bim. Sambam bam baby, bim bam bim bam bam.
Mr. G.I. Trini, good afternoon to you and yours.
Yeah. My sister Joan Dunbar.
This girl from Bahia, staying in Maruga. This lady real lucky, she bumps up with sweet me. As a man with a plan, well I really didn't waste no time. I make up my mind tonight, this Brazilian is mine. As the music play, Lord, she started to sing to the soca beat. She put a samba swing, ding 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 ding. Bim 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 baby bamba, bim bim bamba, bim 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 baby bamba, bim bam bim go be, bim go bim, bim 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 baby bamba, bim bam bim bim bam bim bim baby bamba, bim bam bim bim baby bamba, bim bim bam no be, bim 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 Then she started to tremble. She gave me good bimbo. Soca in she samba, samba in she soca. I just take off my shirt, but so show she made Trini brands. The woman just put on a smile as she damn she samba dance. She had me in heaven, she had your boy in hell. What that woman do to me, I just couldn't tell. All I know is she ring me bell with this bim 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 baby bamba. For this Jah cross my T's, 'cause I have all the requirements that you need. My resume flawless, suitable, diverse.
Roberta Frederica, how you doing, girl?
I just want to go to work. Boss lady, I come for this one. Sign me up, I come for this one. Sign me up, I come for this one. Sign me up, I come for it. Boss lady, I come for this one. Sign me up, I come for this one. Sign me up, I come for this one. I never walk it from it's harder we jam it. It's harder we want it. It's harder we jam it. It's harder we want it. I feel the positions that flicker in your bam bam. Apply a little tension. Once you's my companion, we gonna be walking, walking, walking up, walking, walking, walking up, walking, walking, walking up, walking, walking.
This season is here. Hey, we waiting all year. Yeah, to wine everywhere. Hey, say, oh yeah, 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 yeah. I'm telling you, this season is my time. It's a full cup and it's hard wine. If they tell me stop, we go decline. Every man, woman and child, we come out to wine. Wine is bacchanal time. Time, wine out of your mind. Mind, I'm telling you, oh yeah, 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 yeah. Can't stop it. Never trying to stop the jamming. The noise we making, a video shaking. It's too much drinking and dirty grinding. But we not stopping at all. We come out to wine. Wine is festival time. Time, wine out of your mind. Mind, I'm telling you, oh yeah, 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 yeah.
So we not afraid to get blank, forget about the round. We taking the chances. If you get us up like a fly, no need to cry. Why cry? Go for your ball, boom. If you're feeling to wine on somebody, go brave, go brave. Do something, don't let it get away. Go brave, go brave. Don't be scared, you got to have belly. Go brave, go brave. Take a chance, it just might be lovely. Go brave, go brave. Let's go. Come on. Nine, nine. Come on. Whoa. Check it out. Na, na, na. Hey, hey, hey. Come on. Chipping down the road with me, oh no man. Me, oh no man. Me, oh no man. Chipping down the road with me, oh no man. Me, oh no man. This ain't no bring my friends and you could bring your friends and we friends will all line together. Just decide who posts we lining in. This place are real vibe. Right here in the backyard jam. We go tiggy licky, tiggy licky, tiggy licky. It's real vibes and we beat you lion right here in the backyard jam. Hey, go straight in the kitchen, grab a pot and then start beating you here. Do what you time on. I'm not taking on right now, but better days are coming, coming.
You hear that Trinidad and Tobago? Better days are coming.
Pass you by and remain the same. Better days are coming, coming. Change your ways.
Happy Independence.
But this moment, pass you by and remain the same. I'm a happy place in my life, and it can't change. And I just come out here to do right. So whether day or night, I will never ever change. I'm a happy place everywhere I go. I'm a happy place.
You know, I didn't mean to ask you. When you went home earlier this year, how was it?
Hot. It was hot.
It was hot.
We stayed a week in Tobago, which I thoroughly enjoyed. I can't remember the name of the hotel, but it's right by the airport. The food was outstanding every morning for breakfast. I was looking forward to it because there was always some gem on the table. in
Tobago
terms
has
of food.
oh my God, Tobago. Me and my belly boys. Me and Tobago.
Yeah. When you're going to Tobago, you all need to stay at that place. It's right by the hotel, and the beach access is on point. You can cook, so each room, I believe, has not each room, but I think most of the rooms have kitchen, so you can prepare your own food as well as they have a continental breakfast, but their breakfast is like real Trini.
Shameless plug, but every time we've gone to Tobago, we stayed in a hotel called Rovenel's.
Where that is?
In Tobago. Oh God, it's been years. I think last time I went was for my honeymoon.
Oh, they need to try this, please.
We can try it. We can try it.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember the name of it.
I need to see Tobago again.
Yes, and of course the water is on point, even though I didn't really go in.
Why not?
I didn't have a bathing suit.
That don't mean you can just put your foot in.
Because I'm so environmentally conscious, I went in to move a plastic bag out of the water. That was the extent of that. I was about to say something and then oh yes, our guest next week. Well, today we were supposed to have Mr. Oliver Chapman, but he's not feeling well. So we have to reschedule him for another show. But next week we're supposed to have Chucky. I know I've been saying that for weeks now. But he's supposed to be on the show next week, which should be on the 3rd of September. And then the following Saturday, which is September 10th, we're going to have the masked man himself, Mr. Peter Samuel. And I'm really looking forward to that conversation.
Who?
Because
Wait.
Peter Samuel. The masked man. You remember when Peter Minchell came out with Calabash, how much years ago? His king was Peter Samuel. For a couple consecutive years, his king was Peter Samuel.
Okay.
Yes, and he's bringing out his own mass band this year, Kinetic. So,
I wonder if you need that DJ.
You know, one of my beefs has always been the feather mask, the bikini tops and feathers. And a young lady helped me put it in perspective recently because she was like, Lima, that's all we know. That's what we grew into. We came of age in bikini tops and feathers. So I get that. But guess what? Every year you don't mind putting on the same feathered costume. All you gotta do is just change the color. I mean, let me be honest, man. Cool. Come on, be real. Okay, but anyhow, we're gonna have Mr. Peter Samuel on. We'll be talking mass, we'll be talking culture, and we'll be talking about his new band, Kinetic. And then next week we have Chucky the Calypsonian. In the meantime, in between time, again, it is Independence. We're waiting on Miss Sandra Fatmi-Hall to come into the waiting room. It is Independence for Trinidad and Tobago. 60 years of good stuff.
Mr. Noel, it's good to see you, so it's good to see you.
Hendy, how is Vancouver? I remembered it this time. It's not Toronto, it's Vancouver.
What's wrong with the controllers? The so-called controllers. If your conscience haunting you, it's you I am talking to. I've spent restless days and sleepless nights in many ways to make soca right. Now they're playing games, heavy games to protect my honor. I'm gonna fight like a tiger. Tension in my body, tension in my soul, tension in my belly, my blood running cold. Ease the tension, ease the tension, ease the tension. Me say, ease the tension. The tension keep rising, reaching for my head. If it don't stop rising, I will soon be dead. Ease the tension, ease the tension, ease the tension, ease the tension.
Mr. Noel, I hope you have your iron section ready, you know. For the next couple of minutes. For the next couple of minutes, Mr. Noel is all you, is all you.
My uncle Sonny never ceased to
in my iron.
You're on mute, Sandra. You're on
We
mute.
want to hear you.
You're on mute.
On mute.
On mute. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No
I'm so
problem.
sorry.
That's
No
okay.
Good afternoon.
problem.
We forgive you. Good afternoon, ma'am. How are you?
I'm good. The people's chat room. How
Yeah.
are you guys doing?
We doing we thing, you know. We doing we thing. We are live. Let me just remind everyone, we are live on iTunes Radio with rebroadcast this evening on Soca Passion TX in Houston, Texas, and tomorrow, of course, on Island Beach Radio from 12:30 to 2:30 p.m. But right now, we are live and in living color on iTunes Radio, and you can watch the show right now on YouTube where it's archived, and also we are live streaming on thepeopleschatroom.com. So Sandra is going to be coming back on camera in a minute. Here she comes. Sandra, you did a damn good job. Don't let nobody tell you otherwise.
Thank you. I am I'm extremely excited that I ran a clean
You did.
race, if there's any such thing in politics. Right? One with integrity, one with a team that really cared about what we wanted to do for the community, and that's putting people, first and carrying their voices. And we stayed true to that for 14 months.
14.
Absolutely,
months.
for 14 months. And
That's a year and a
I'll tell you, a
half.
lot of positive vibes and outcomes came out of this race. For those that don't know, I ran to be the next Orange County District 2 Commissioner, which is here in Orlando. And I want to thank Lima Dunbar, Code Red, the People's Chat Room for their support, because I'll tell you something, she did not waver. And that's one of the most important things that came out of this race for me, out of my camp, was those that said that they were going to be there, and they were actually there. Lima left wherever she was, from her meetings to her professional career to whatever she was doing, and came at the end of the evening to be there as a support. And I won't forget that. I really won't. I think that's one of the positives that came out of this. Individuals that said they would be there, that showed up. Then we had the number of candidates I got an opportunity to meet. I'll talk about our judges. They had a human side to them. I got to meet Maxwell Frost and others on this journey. I got to meet people that I didn't know from all walks of life that said, I read up about you, I'm comfortable with who you are, I'm gonna support you. I don't know almost 9,000 people, and that's what I received in this process in terms of votes, right? And I will say the over 300 donors that I had to my campaign was huge. That was a big deal to help me to be here where I am today. So I was not victorious, right? I was told definitely not to focus on that. So I had to say it. I wasn't victorious. But what I will say is that we have work to do, guys. We have work to do. The right to vote helps maintain an equal and fair democracy. When you vote, you help to determine how society is organized and resources are allocated, crucial in the fight to end extreme poverty and everything else that we stand for. So I really want people to know, I have to address the elephant in the room, is that we needed to come out more to exercise our right to vote. When you have 143,000 people registered to vote and only 31,000 vote in a midterm election, that is very poor turnout.
You see,
right? And you have to understand those that turned out determine who we end up with.
I don't think people genuinely understand the importance of primary elections. They come out and vote bigly in the presidential elections, but they don't get it. Those primary elections and primaries and midterms, they say who speaks for you. And when you don't show up, you have the wrong people speaking for you. They're going to be speaking in a language you don't understand. We'll never understand.
I think we did a good job putting that out there, Lima and others. I think a number of us, you any chance that you got You were telling these folks. I mean, I just don't understand. I'll tell you also, I'm in District 2, right? So a number of people showed up in 6 looking for my name on the ballot. So I'll definitely give them that. Thank you for showing up. And they've told me I haven't voted in years. And when I got there, I didn't see your name. So redistricting helped to throw a lot of that off. People that thought that they were in the district that weren't. But I got to tell you, the vote is precious. It's the most powerful nonviolent tool we have in a democratic society, and we must use it. You know, we have an opportunity every single time an election comes around to let your voices be heard. I can't tell you how important that is. Now, I'll tell you some of the things that I have to talk about that I've heard on the streets. Here's one. We have people that are politicians that are elected that don't do anything for us. And I don't see a reason. You know, I am that person that's very truthful and very vocal, right? And that's why God gave me this voice.
Here's what people need to know about you, and let's be real. You were out there in the community long before the election even manifested itself. You've been doing a lot of work on the west side with the kids from Evans High. I almost said Jones, but Evans High. You've been very, very vocal in the community. And I felt that a lot of these kids were of the age to vote. You know, so I honestly didn't know where Moore came from. When I saw her on the ballot, I was like, what? Where she come from? You know, and it's like, why not you? If not you, then who? You know?
It's left a lot of people hopeless, and I'm trying my best to still be that voice, although disappointed, right? Disappointed because we've put in the work.
Yes,
although disappointed, to still encourage them, because up to this morning, I got a text message again that said I cried, and I'm still crying because we know what you would have done with the community or continue to do in the community for the people because you care about the people. I have to say that I still have to encourage people to go out and vote, but I just don't understand what else is needed. Let's take Precinct 217. It's in my area. There's over 4,300 people that can vote. We didn't have 1,000 people vote.
Oh my gosh.
So, you know, you have to understand there's a lot that happened in this election that I need to bring you all awareness to. Number one, and everyone's going to say it's politics, that's what you do. No, people choose to do this. I put up signs so people could know that I'm running, and they could go ahead and take the chance to Google. Because when you don't know someone or you don't know something, don't you Google it? If you want to go to Target in Tallahassee and you don't know where it is, you Google it, right?
You Google it.
If you see someone and you don't know who they are, because I'm telling you, we've knocked on doors, we did everything possible. We were on your show, we were on several shows, you name it, we've done it, right? And I look at individuals that just put up billboards in our community that they've never seen before, that didn't care about our community. It was quite insulting. And then people went ahead because that was the person that was in the seat before, but did nothing for them. Number two, this person also only focused on two areas, the Wekiva Springs area and Lockhart. I never said that too much was done for those areas. I just said the only focus was in those areas. But let's talk about something for a minute, guys. When you are in a community and someone is not paying attention to your community, why aren't you going out there and voting that person out, or individuals that do that out? So you have to understand now that they've used against, let's say me, for example, the fact that the people don't turn out to vote, why they don't do anything, but you went ahead and proved them right, that you don't show up to the polls. That's deep. Number two, with integrity, we ran this race. We didn't put plants in the race. We didn't go around buying people. We didn't go around disguising ourselves on the marketing or agencies. We didn't go around doing any of those things, right? We went straight for the people, to hear the voices of the people, and me as a representative look to carry their voices. Now, keep in mind, I have a list of all of my donors and everyone that participated. I have a list of people that took the time to volunteer, and I also have a list of people that did nothing. Absolutely stayed quiet. I have those as well. And you don't know what people go into the polls to do, but the results are there, right? The results are absolutely there. So I want to make sure that I encourage people. November is coming up. You have to go vote, 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 vote. That's it. That's the way we move forward.
Can I
Vote,
ask this question
vote.
though?
Yes.
We have Max coming on at 1:40. Can I ask this question? Do you think it's possible for us to create some kind of workshops or something like that between now and then within the communities to explain to people how important it is to vote? I don't know. I think people don't understand. If you're willing to do it, I'm willing to show up.
Well, I'm interested in are they going to show up though? But I'm interested in getting the word out there and working with you and others that want to bring about this change, because we have lots of people that are coming up in November that people need to go vote for.
Yes, we
I
have
mean,
some really good people.
our candidate is Maxwell Frost.
Yes, he's coming on right after you.
Yes. Oh, he's coming on. Oh, great. And then we have Karen Green.
Yes.
And we have
District
others,
7.
Ali Bradwell.
We worked on her campaign.
Listen.
Yes. Yeah.
You cannot sit back and do what you did in the midterm election. And I could be selfish and say I don't care. I could.
It's
because we're still in the hurt stage. But God created me for a bigger purpose than that. Right? He created me for a bigger purpose. And that purpose is for people to understand it's not enough to just say you want change. You have to go and make change happen by voting.
You have to make that change
We can't say it enough. So we'll definitely get together. I'm always open.
Right.
You're always open when we come up with ideas, and I will always remain open as well. But I've got to let people know I'm going to take some me time. I haven't done that yet because I haven't stopped running. But I'm going to take some me time to reflect, regroup with my team, and for us to decide, hey, how do we move forward? And continue with my servant's heart, right?
Amen to that.
And this election was interesting. It really was interesting. But I'm glad for those that succeeded and made it there, even to move on to the next step. But folks, we can't sit back at home and expect that we're going to see people in seats that you did not help to put in there. We can't do that.
Especially not now where we see the Republicans are coming with a whole bunch of lies. But let me know when you're ready to reboot. Give me a call. I will touch base with you every now and then.
Absolutely.
To see how you're doing.
And we have to do it before, people have to, if they're not registered, they have to register to vote by, I believe it's October 8th or 11th. It's somewhere in October there.
I'll find
so
it.
they got to do that, right? It's extremely important for them to not just sit back at home. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matters. That came from Martin Luther King. Dr. Martin Luther King said that. And we've been too silent for too long.
I appreciate you. I'm in your corner 1,000%. Just let me know.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
You're
I'm
welcome,
humbled.
darling. Take
you
care.
both. Thank you.
You're
Bye-bye.
welcome. Bye-bye. There you go, Miss Sandra Fatmi-Hall. She was running for District 2, Commissioner, District 2. We have Mr. Maxwell Frost coming on right now because, Max, I know you got another appointment coming up. We seen you on CNN, MSNBC. Everybody wants a piece of you now. Look at that, right?
Well, I always got time for y'all.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And don't forget, we need some time with you in October, too, just before, okay?
After you win. Okay, yeah, let me know.
Before and after you win. All right?
Let's do it.
And then Monday, you're on Caribbean Street Talk with myself, Sandra, George, and Michelle. So, how does it feel to win?
Well, it feels great, and it's an incredible blessing. What I'm feeling the most, and I'll be honest, it hasn't fully hit me yet. It hits a little bit every day, but I just feel so much gratitude, so much blessing from people like you, Lima, from folks who were also knocking doors, from our donors, from the media that covered us. We were counted out at the beginning, which is fine. I've been counted out a lot of my life. Just being a young person, a young person of color, especially being growing up in spaces where maybe sometimes there weren't a lot of people that look like me. And, for me, it's really just pushing and having such a loving family, my mother, my father. And I just feel so incredibly blessed to have the opportunity to possibly be able to serve my home that I love and that I believe in. So we have a general. We're not taking anything for granted. I'm going up against Colonel Calvin Wimbish, who has served our country, which we really respect, but he also, believes that the president didn't win the election, right? And so there's, yeah. So, we have to make sure that we keep the integrity of this seat to carry on the great tradition of Val Demings, build off of that, And so just feeling great and incredibly blessed.
You grew up in a home where your parents, Maritza and Patrick, made it possible for you to be anything you wanted to be. They never silenced your voice. And I love and respect to both of them. I'm also trying to see if we could let you know that we want to see if we could do like a Caribbean themed concert.
Yeah, let's do it.
I reached out to your campaign manager. He hasn't responded yet, but I'm hoping that he will. You on drums for at least one song, and let's invite the Caribbean and African American demographic in because they play
and we
a
can
large
have the
part of your
man.
constituency. Yes. We will see you on Monday for Caribbean Straight Talk. Final words before you leave, because I know you got another commitment. Final words before you leave.
Yeah, well, just want to let everyone know, please register to vote. This November election is so important. We got to get Val Demings in the Senate. We got to get Charlie Crist back at the governor's mansion. I don't know if y'all saw, but Charlie Crist just picked a union president from Miami to be his lieutenant governor. And I think that gives me so much hope because it shows that he really values working class families and how important unions are. And we need to get, Carlos Guillermo Smith to stay in the House. We need to get Ali Braswell in the House, Tiffany Hughes. There's so many important local elections and elections in this state. And, what I'm going to be focused on is obviously winning my general, but also working to get these good people elected. So just please register to vote, sign up to knock some doors, make some phone calls with some of these amazing candidates. Keep listening to this station because, it's...
The People's Chat Room. But before you go, let me just say this. When is the deadline to vote for November?
So they haven't. I don't believe they released the early vote deadlines and everything yet. So we can get back to y'all when those are posted. But it should be very soon when a lot of those deadlines are decided for early vote by mail and everything. But just everyone listening, just do it now. You know what I mean? There's no time like the present. Just go to vote.org or go to marchforourlives.com/vote. Register to vote by mail. It's easy. It's convenient. And get ready to just make your voice heard. We got to defeat DeSantis. He's running for president.
Oh my Lord.
And we got to defeat him here.
One of the things I would like you to do when you win, I would like you to take on a couple things when you win in November. And one of them is we need to do like quarterly town hall meetings to raise people's awareness as to the importance of voting in the primaries and the midterms and not just the presidential elections. Also, another thing for Florida, make sure that felons have the right to vote. Don't give them the carrot and then take it away.
Oh no. We need to pass legislation at the federal level. That says once you've served your time, you should be able to vote. And I'm going to work at that. Obviously, we need to do things from everywhere. We don't know if we're going to have a majority, but I'm going to do everything I can to hold the majority.
And we will do everything we can to hold you accountable.
Yes, please.
See you on Monday on Caribbean Straight Talk. In the meantime, you take care. We appreciate you. We love you. And we are rooting for you 100% as you represent Florida in the House of Representatives going forward after November.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Lima. Thank you, the People's Chat Room. And y'all have a blessed day. God bless.
You too, baby. Take care. Bye-bye. God bless. Yes, the People's Chat Room. This is where you come to hear information that matters. This is where you come to. We don't do gossip. We talk serious talk. Well, every now and then we're just showing some gossip, right? Every now and then we just talk some little bullshit, right? We have to.
Well, yeah, all right. We have to.
So we getting to the 2:00 hour where we come off the air. We want to remind you on Monday we will be on Caribbean Straight Talk, also on iTunes Radio with simulcast on Island Beat Radio. We will again have Max. We'll be able to chat with him a little bit longer, talk to him about some of the things that he wants to work on, and we will also have Miss Sandra Fatmi. And that is, you can listen to us on iTunes Radio. I said that, right? Simulcast on Island Beat Radio. We also have a YouTube channel that you can check it out live. And we will also be on the Facebook page for Caribbean Straight Talk. In the meantime, DJ Code Red.
I want to see your right hand. Show me on your right hand. Put up your right hand. Show me on your right hand. Your right hand. Trinidad. 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 Where are my people? 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 I cannot understand.
Rest in peace in the man they call Blacks.
We breathless. We breathless. Breathless.
Mr. Earl Hernandez, how you doing, brother?
When I went to Panorama, the stage was good. I come back for the Master, the stage was good. Even for Kiddies Carnival, the stage was nice. A paradise. It was a paradise. But when I come back for Carnival Day, and I hear the big trucks start to play, turn up.
So real and chilly, you're not going for carnival?
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what I mean? You don't know, yeah? You have
If
the plan
you know
from
what?
now.
You know what?
You have the plan from now.
Listen, you know what? You know what? Kinetic. If I go home, it's a play mass with Kinetic. I feel that if I have to play mass, it has to be where it's real costumes and not bikini tops and feathers. I'm just saying.
I understand
Right?
that is your total prerogative. No one is pushing that.
So
The lack of outfit in you want to wear all his clothes, all this material in this hot sun and your shirt.
You see who you put? You're so full of shit. Can I tell you that? I just want to wear something
God.
that tells a story.
Oh God.
What story
A
does
week.
bikini tops and feathers tell?
A week.
You're so full of it. All this cloth and
All this
you
cloth.
You don't even know what the mask gonna look like. It could be really nice mask.
It could really chill in.
No.
It could
I
be-
know it's gonna be nice mask.
Right.
Okay, and I feel it may not be a whole lot of cloth
And
all of that
material and all this
Yeah, so-
back and all this thing
That's
all over
how
your
much,
head.
let me
and-
be real.
Yeah.
That's how.
Like real
That's
thing,
unless
boy.
we singing, alright? So that's the only way I may go home for carnival if I'm playing mass with Kinetic, Peter Samuel's band. You see how I'm pushing it out there? Okay, the man didn't even reach on the show yet and I'm putting it out there. He will be on the show on September 10th, y'all.
Huh?
September 10th. Go ahead.
You're ready to walk up a sweat. I'm trying to see my shop is spent. If you come here to carry on.
Why that sound like some small island?
Well, no, the beat is Small Island. The artist is from Trinidad. She's no longer here. She passed away some years
Oh,
ago.
that was Bostic?
Yeah, that's Sonica
Oh,
Bostic.
Anika. I see Miss Claire Gloria Sandy on the Facebook live stream. I've been meaning to ask her or for us to invite her formally on the show to talk about Sando People Sando Day, which was 2 weeks ago, 2 weekends back in Brooklyn. You ever heard about it?
Well, I hear about that, and a couple of weeks ago, my mother then attended. Oh God.
Was it that?
Belmont Day.
Oh, they have Belmont Day too.
That Belmont Day, that gets shut down. If you see, if you see people in Prospect Park,
but they can't touch Sando People Sando
Yeah,
Day.
sure.
That was around before. We saw people we controlling thing, you know. Need I remind you? Kess from South, Blacks from South, Marshall from South, Iowa from South. Oh gosh, seriously? You want me to keep going down the list?
You can keep going.
Going down the list?
You can keep going.
Some people run things, man.
You can keep
Come
going.
on.
You think
But
some
no,
people have
Claire,
time for that?
Next week, I'm putting it out there. You're gonna be on the show. We will, I'll talk to you after this show, so that way I want you to come on and talk about Sando People Sando Day. And next year, please God, we will bring you on before, so we can talk more and more about it as an upcoming event. Right?
Yeah.
This is a Rolex. This is a charm. All of the ladies, all of the men. Put your hand them up so. Put your flag them up so. Put your rock them up so. Only can't just let it go. No.
I am in all over, nothing but hot over on every corner.
Hey.
So don't take over, making me realize it's carnival.
Bungie from South.
No, we can't go.
Faye and Lions from South. Blue Boy from South. Keep going, keep going.
No, you can keep going. Go ahead.
This love.
What is that a wave?
Wind your way, walk your way, twist up your face, tear up the place. No jump, jump, get over, jump, jump, get over, jump, jump, get over, jump, jump, get over. Wind your way, get over, walk up your way, get over, twist your face, get over, tear up the place. No jump, jump, get over, jump, jump, get over, jump, jump, get over, jump, jump, get over. I see a nice face in sunny
right, I hear the next outpost. We going from one south to the other. Since they only have about 4 people in south. And all of them know each other. Yeah, and then Boston too. Boston is today. Yeah, Boston today, Notting Hill today. Next week is Labor Day. Silver Surfer.
Let's go.
Is tomorrow. I believe that's in Brooklyn. I'm not so sure. Soca at Sunrise is tomorrow. Ravi B is from South. Leon Caldera from South. Dylan Delimita is from South. What's the Spain again? Nothing. All they can't
the capital.
Without
the capital.
And the capital can't exist without the industrial capital, which is South. Drop the mic, Lima. Drop the mic.
That's what you're feeling. That's what you're feeling.
Soca Kingdom.
That's what you're feeling.
Soca Kingdom. Soca Kingdom.
Okay, I like that. I love that.
Who ready? We now start. Get ready, day. Set a bong start. Meet we on the way. We lining up. Ready to charge ahead. Forward is not enough. I want you to jump up. Trample the ground now. We headed to downtown. Get all of the railing. So much woman are trailing. Follow the big song. Get ready to mash down. All in the stadium. The whole of the kingdom. Come down. Time to show me your waves. Time to get out of line. You're born and ready for pace. Come on, wind in the roadway. All in front of the gateway. All in front of the people. This place. This is the kingdom. Wine and fling it up. Wine and fling it up. Fling it up. Wine and fling it up. Wine and fling it up. Every green and edge. Fling it up. Wine and fling it up. Every road is a stage. Fling it up. Wine and fling it up. Yeah. Wine and fling it up. Wine and fling it up. Yeah. Wine and fling it up. Wine and fling it up. Why yo. Fling it up. Yeah. Fling it up. Why yo. Fling it up. Yeah. Wine and fling it up. Fling it up. I want you to throw your waist. I want you to throw your waist. Give me that attitude. Now it's a whining mood. Don't give me no grumpy face. Somebody go take your place. Better don't play the fool. They're rushing it down like food. You're waiting a long time. Enough of the standby. Head up to the front line. Get ready for more wine. If you're fed up of frustration, get to the formation. Now it's a celebration. Cause the kingdom come now. Time to show me your waves. Time to get out of line. You're born and ready for pace. Come on, wine in the roadway. All in front of the gateway. All in front of the people. Business place. This is the kingdom. Wine and fling it up. Wine and fling it up. Fling it up. Wine and fling it up. Wine and fling it up. Every green and edge. Fling it up. Wine and fling it up. Every road is a stage. Fling it up. Wine and.
You know, I always love this song.
Me too. It's got vibe. I don't know. I'm just feeling so patriotic today. Almost every song that you put on, I feel like if I was gonna cry. Of course, Savannah Grass was just over the top for me, but you know, we're heading into our 60th year as independence from the
British
English
monarch,
people,
the
them
British
people.
monarch.
Yeah, from the British monarch. And then, of course, in September, on the 24th, we will be celebrating Republic Day. You know, so
What is the difference? Are they
I really don't know.
Okay. I didn't,
really don't know.
I'm glad I'm not the only one. We have to research that.
We had to research it because I really don't know.
I feel
if
not
anybody
just
know
come.
the difference, please tell us.
Please educate
we know
us.
what independence is about.
But the Republic, because they know the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago.
I think being a republic just means that, I shouldn't say just, I don't want to minimize it, but I think there's a whole lot more to it, but we will do our research, so that way when we talk again, we're talking from a place of, we know what the hell we're talking about,
right?
All right? So, in the meantime, we're going with, because we're almost out of here.
We'll be out of here, and this will be the last song, but I've been told that when this song is played in certain parties, in certain areas, everybody know it's time to go home, right? They know it's time to go. When they hear this song, they know it's time to go home. But you have to let the song play in its entirety.
I don't even know what song it is.
I know.
Okay, so with that being said, phase 2. Renegade.
This is Neil and Massey All
Neil and Massey
Stars.
All-Stars.
No, I thought that's Path Man, but really and truly, I could never deny the greatness of this rendition. Woman on the bass.
That's the slow one.
But like the one they win.
That, okay. Slow. That was the practice version or what? All the Trinis, all the Begonians, Trinidad and Tobagonians, wherever you are in this diaspora, happy independence each and every one of you. That's the only version. You have a faster version.
I can speed it up, but you're gonna lose the
Just for me and my ADHD self, can you speak? We want to remind you the show has been archived on our YouTube channel, because I want to encourage you to go and check it out. Subscribe while you're at it, because the song that we opened with was the anthem for Trinidad and Tobago, being played by 2 members of the regiment, and it was played on the steel pan. We gotta go. We want to thank our guests, Kevin Amoroso and his realtor, young realtor, Lindya, followed by my nephew, Sean Sobers, Senator and Attorney Sean Sobers, and he gave us regards and blessings and love from Trinidad and Tobago in honor of the 60th independence. Followed by Miss Sandra Fatmi, and then we rounded it up with Maxwell Frost, the Gen Z candidate that's going to represent us in DC come November, because he's going to win. As far as I'm concerned, he's going to win. But we got to make it so, to register to vote, okay? Y'all enjoy your weekend. My name is Lima Dunbar. We are live on iTunes Radio. We've got DJ Code Red on the 1s and 2s. Later on today, you can hear the show on Soca Passion, and tomorrow on Island Beach Radio. Let's go. Good job, my friend. Good job, good job. Happy weekend.
gotta go. I know. We still on. Bye.